This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my recap of the Bad Batch Season 2 episodes 1 and 2. And I am not going to be able to get the recap and review of today's episode out today. I will have it out tomorrow, although it might be a little later in the day because I'm basically going to be doing stuff all day today. But I'll try and get it out tomorrow by the middle of the day. Really depends on what I'm doing and when I get home later today. But yeah, these were really fun episodes, so let's go straight into it. The Bad Batch commence a heist on a beach planet. Oh, they have managed to get the goods. They're being chased down by some local crab creatures. Back at the Havoc Marauder, Omega is studying the different types of ships when the distress call from the rest of the team comes in, preparing to go off and help them. Omega sees that some of the crab creatures have got onto the ship and knocked to the side, she begins to knock them off of the Marauder. Managing to escape from the planet, they head back to Ornamental, where they meet up with Sid. After meeting one of her allies, they are told about a mission that she wants them to go on. And for this mission, they are to go and infiltrate the late Count Dooku's palace and steal from his war chest. With it, Hunter initially refuses, but the rest of the team convinces him to go and do this mission so they could have a future set and be able to go into hiding. On the way to the mission, Hunter and Echo get into an argument about what they should be doing, with Hunter thinking that they just need to simply survive, and Echo thinks that they need to be fighting back against the Empire. Landing on the planet, Hunter makes a plan for him to cause a distraction as the rest of the team goes and breaks into the facility to steal some of Dooku's stuff. And while it's working initially, Wrecker decides to knock out one of the clones patrolling. And after that has happened, they realize that their timetable just moved up quickly and the distraction needs to be set now since they'll soon notice that this clone is missing. With it, Hunter sets off multiple explosives that he set on V Wings, causing a distraction. But the clone in charge realizes what's going on and orders for the cargo ship to launch. With it, Wrecker manages to get out with a little bit of treasure, but the rest of the batch are trapped inside. Wrecker goes to meet up with Hunter as the ship prepares to take off. The two try to get back onto the ship, but aren't able to stay on for long. Falling off and landing onto Dooku's palace, they go to sneak in to find another way out. The members of the batch on the ship go out of the cargo container to try and find a way to the escape pods, trying to take some treasure with them. Meanwhile, Hunter and Wrecker have made it to the main room of the palace where Dooku set up his base of operations and get into a shootout with the clones. The clones on board of the ship realize that they are going for the escape pods and order for all of them to be launched. And as Hunter and Wrecker are continuing to be pinned down, they use a smoke grenade to create cover, and Wrecker breaks through a hidden hatch in the floor so they could escape. Realizing the only way off of the cargo ship is to launch the cargo and use the repulsors on the cargo containers to escape, effectively making it into an escape pod. The remaining members of the batch return and manage to launch out the cargo containers. Although the jets don't activate immediately, they do manage to activate, and it crashes to the side of a cliff. And although it is there, it quickly tips over and knocking over cargo towards the batch and greatly injuring Tech's leg. Managing to make it out of the cargo container, Omega wants to go back in to get some treasure, but the remaining members of the batch tell her that it's a bad idea and they need to go and find cover. Going out into the woods of Sereno, they run into an old Serenian named Ramar Abdul, and they force him to take them to his house. After entering, Omega once again makes a plea to go back and try and gain some of the treasure, and even offers Ramar some of it, but he refuses, saying he does not want it and believing it is cursed, saying that Dooku stole from his own people to help fund his war. Back in the capital of Sereno, Wrecker and Hunter make it to a few decommissioned AATs and look through them for weapons to use. Wrecker notices some stuff he could use to make a portable cannon and asks Hunter to help him assemble it. Asked to spy on Romar, Omega goes down and is quickly shown a toy that is a kaleidoscope, with which he looks through it and is kind of amazed by it, but decides to sneak off and try and go to reclaim some of the treasure. Helping Wrecker build the cannon, Hunter and Wrecker begin to fire upon a V-Wing and some of the clones pursuing them so they can stop the pursuit. And continuing on, they go to escape back to the Marauder. Tech goes to Ramar and helps him reassemble a piece of Serenian history so it can be preserved. But they quickly notice that Omega has run off, and Echo goes to follow her, and Tech limps behind, not being able to keep up with his injured leg. Making it to the container, Echo goes down and is quickly pursued by clones who begin to fire upon him, while Tech is pinned behind a tree, slowly forced to take on the clones that have surrounded him, although he does get some help from Romar. Omega, still trying to get the treasure, is eventually convinced by Echo to leave, and she does apologize for changing their lives, but Echo sees that this is a good thing and thinks that they would most likely be part of the Empire if she did not come into their lives. Just barely able to escape from the crate before it crashes to the ground, they are pinned to the side of the mountain as they wait for rescue. Ramar and Tech are quick to go and help rescue them, but are first forced to shoot down a LAAT gunship that is inbound to send reinforcements and take them out. Dropping down a rope and attaching it to a speeder, they are able to help Echo and Omega up and go to escape on the Marauder once it lands. Romar sees them off and gives Omega the kaleidoscope. Back on the Marauder, as they escape from Sereno, Omega and Echo do have a moment. Back on Sereno, Admiral Rampart arrives and meets with the clone commander, who tells him that the Bad Batch are still alive. Wanting to cover over his mistake, he orders the clone to falsify a report saying that they were not here. When he refuses, Rampart executes the clone to keep his secret and to falsify the report himself. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.